It's power, my friends, and power is me.
Isn't it nice to know that you can flirt and not have to put out? There's no better way to show your family you love them than to shoot them.
I always take it down to the wire.
Brains.
How do you balance being romantic with mom and working?
The harder I work, the more I make, the bigger the diamond.
That was Kiss rock star Gene Simmons and longtime partner Shannon Tweed having fun in a clip from their reality show, Gene Simmons' Family Jewels. But earlier this year, Shannon had a health scare, and it was no laughing matter.
I never had a connection to breast cancer until 6 of my friends were touched by it, and then I had a scare myself. My sister and I went shopping, as you know, you love, and we were trying on clothes, and I noticed a little lump on my breast, and she agreed with me that I should get it checked out, and we did. Gene wasn't home, and I called him on the road to tell him.
Yeah, that was scary. Because Shannon is always taking care of her health. She watches her diet. And the more I learned about it, the more I found out the scary facts.
I went to the Pink Lotus Breast Center, and I talked to Dr. Funk, and she did her magic.
Go ahead and lie back. Let me move the pillow up for your head. Okay, both arms back. Over your head again. There's a little nodule here, a little firmness. We're gonna ultrasound over here that I feel. Lie flat again on your back. I'm gonna dim the light. Right here, let me show you what we're looking at. This is very different. It is sort of a funky shape. It has this sort of dumbbell shape. It is on the larger side, and it's not something that someone who's postmenopausal should just suddenly have in her breast. It would definitely need a biopsy.
Everyone, a warm welcome for Gene Simmons and Shannon Tweed. So it's good to have both of you, and obviously the reason that you're on the show is because that was a scare.
Yeah, yeah.
What was that like going through that
That's
experience?
not how I wanted to show you all my boobs again.
But this is an important message for all the women at home watching.
It doesn't leave anyone out. Breast cancer doesn't discriminate, and I wanted people to see what happens when you do pay attention and how you can, catch things early, and it's not as scary as you think. And to catch it early is much less scary than ignoring it and not going to the doctor.
So to clarify, you did a number of things because Shannon came to you very concerned. And just to clarify again, no cancer.
Right.
But talk to us about what steps you did take.
We did find something that was palpable, meaning I could feel it, and then when I looked with the ultrasound, as you saw in the clip, it was a little irregular. It definitely was something that needed a biopsy. So the type of biopsy we did, which I have a demonstration here, is called a core. You have a target, which in our case is a pimento olive. In Shannon's case, I could feel it, but I also wanted to make sure I was really hitting the target. So I used ultrasound to find the target, and I slide this little device after numbing the skin just at the edge of it. So on the count of 3, this will jump out and take a chunk the size of a grain of rice. 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Yeah, that was fun.
So the click.
I think it's a good thing Gene didn't get this procedure done. I think he's about to pass out just watch.
Many a man has hit the floor when I do this procedure on his wife. But now if I open this up, what we see is a gorgeous benign pimento olive.
There you go.
And so this little sample, which is about the size of a grain of rice, can tell under a microscope, you can tell if it's cancer or not. And if it's not, whatever it is can stay inside a breast safely.
Regular mammograms are very important, so I am going to hold this up.
All right, and we're going to demonstrate. Now, really, the breast exam is just about knowing your own breast. And what you want to do, he's like, you're excited about this now. Basically, you want to just, examine your breast in a systematic fashion, either by going up and down with the pads of your fingers or going around in a target fashion towards the nipple. But it's also about look, too. You want to see if there's any indentation, any puckering, any dimpling, any actual skin lesions. So you're just really getting to know your body for yourself. This saves lives. This actually saves lives. Now, there are new guidelines out about, when you should have your mammogram. And I know a lot of differing fields, have controversy about these new guidelines. I don't know how you feel about it, but we do feel that after 40, you should go at least every, year to every other year, even though those guidelines have changed.
I'm
How do
even
you feel?
more
I think
strict.
it should be
Yes.
before that.
I think a baseline at 35, as long as that one's
me
okay,
too.
starting at age 40 every year, and do not skip. Because cancer is basically double in size every 3 to 4 months. So if you go 2 years between mammo,
Which is
It's
what
dangerous.
which is what they changed it to lengthen those times between. So I think actually, you know, what you're doing to help women who can't afford things, because that's how it's going to affect people, these new guidelines, is really important.
well, thank you. And Shannon
Yeah.
participated in this. I just started a nonprofit this year called Pink Lotus Petals, and we provide free mammography screening, exams, biopsies, and then if cancer is found, the full care, surgery, radiation, chemo, in beautiful state-of-the-art facilities. Shannon, I'm proud to say, sponsored my very first event where we had women come for exams and ultrasounds, and Shannon and her daughter participated and funded it. I thought, I'm going to start this nonprofit and save a few lives. People are transformed by the fact that you care. They barely care about themselves, and yet you care about their health. They are blown away, and they live in fear because they haven't been in the health system that they have breast cancer. Telling them they don't is as powerful as saving their lives when
There
they
were
do.
some that were afraid to see you.
That's really
they'd never
great.
been.
But you were so good.
And before we go to break, Gene, obviously this has to have opened up your eyes as well.
Well, I have to tell the men something. You know, I haven't said a word here. I know my place.
Oh, did you hear that?
But it's a really important point. What's happened recently is women have sort of gathered up the courage to speak to each other on shows like this, and this is really important. Women talking to women about the important issues about women. But this is a word to men out there. The person you care about enough to live with and support and do all this stuff, put pressure on her. Make her, sometimes we all get lax, make her understand that her health is every bit as important to you and your family as to her, and force her to go today. If this sounds scary to you, what I learned as a man, because we don't talk, we just go out and do stuff. What I learned as a man is the statistics are horrific and very scary. 1 in 8 women, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 in every 8 women is going to get breast cancer. And you can stop it, and you can live, and it's up to your family and your loved ones, especially the man, you men out there. You have to talk. Make sure your loved one goes out there, your girlfriend, your wife, your mom, anybody goes today, not tomorrow, to go see wonderful doctors who are there to save your lives.
Could not have been said any better. Thank you so much, Dr. Funk, for joining us today.
Thank you
and for
for
all that
having
you
me.
do, and good luck with the organization. Up next, we're turning the tables. Shannon and Gene are sticking around for a special edition of Ask Our Docs. Nothing today is off limits, and we're all wondering, what in the world are they going to ask? Don't go away.